Have you ever noticed how strange it is? Millions of people pray every day for prosperity, yet remain trapped in debts, interest, and endless bills. Paradoxical, isn't it? After all, the Bible, the most read book in the world, had already revealed a simple and powerful secret. Debt turns a free man into a slave, but almost no one applies this principle. What's most curious is that many believe faith alone is enough to fix finances. Yet Proverbs goes in the opposite direction. Faith without wisdom is like planting seeds on asphalt. The promise of abundance wasn't made to those who ignore principles, but to those who decide to live by them. And here's the controversial truth. It's not luck, it's not chance, it's discipline and daily choice. Today, you'll discover what is almost never preached from pulpits, what Proverbs really teaches about debt and why so many people remain enslaved to it. Get ready, because the truths we'll uncover may completely change the way you see money, freedom, and purpose. And perhaps this is exactly the hidden key you've been missing to unlock the door to your abundance. It's surprising how many people think debt is just a number on a bill, but in reality, it's an invisible chain that locks down the future. Proverbs already said, "The borrower is servant to the lender." Every time someone signs a contract without thinking, they are literally giving away part of their freedom. It's not just money leaving, but also peace of mind, choices, and even relationships. Think of someone who earns well, but still lives tight. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? That person may live in a nice house and drive a new car, but everything is financed. In truth, the one in charge there isn't them. It's the bank. It's like living in a castle that isn't yours. You pay to stay, but you could lose the keys at any moment. Debt gives the illusion of ownership, but behind it lies the reality of servitude. Have you noticed how even your mood changes when the credit card bill arrives? It's as if the joy of your paycheck is kidnapped before it even hits your account. Debt becomes a cruel master. It demands interest, punishes delays, and never gives rest. And with each passing month, the sense of working for others only grows. That's why Proverbs warns us so clearly, because in the end, it's not just about money, it's about freedom. And that opens the door for us to understand where so many financial traps come from. Who hasn't felt the temptation to get something right now, even without the means to pay? The shine of novelty blinds, and the mind whispers, "I'll figure it out later." That's where the danger lies. Proverbs warns, "A faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished." Hurry creates false shortcuts, and those shortcuts almost always end in holes. Credit cards, for instance, look like a generous friend. They say, "Take it today, pay tomorrow." But that tomorrow comes charging interest that devours like locusts. It's like trading pure gold for plastic coins. The initial feeling is power, but in the long run, it's an expensive illusion. Debt born of hurry robs the present and mortgages the future. Imagine a farmer trying to harvest the same day he plants. Absurd, right? But that's exactly what we do when we try to have without waiting for the season of harvest. The rush to possess leads to debt, while patience in building creates true abundance. The shortcut of haste may look like an advantage, but Proverbs reminds us this path always charges a high price. And that leads us to something deeper, the discipline that separates those who prosper from those who sink. Proverbs teaches, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty." Discipline isn't just about waking up early or completing tasks. It's also about saying no when everyone else says yes. Debt is often born from lack of control, buying what you don't need with money you don't have to impress people who don't even care. That's how the cycle of financial slavery strengthens. Think of the athlete who trains every day, even when he doesn't feel like it. He knows results don't appear overnight, but come from consistency. Financial discipline works the same way. Setting aside part of your income, planning expenses, writing down every purchase. It may look small, but it's what builds independence. The indebted, on the other hand, are always putting out fires, constantly chasing losses. A practical example: track every expense for a week. Simple, but few actually do it. It's like turning on a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly, you see where the money is leaking. That awareness creates space for new choices. Spend less than you earn, save first, invest later. Discipline, little by little, becomes the antidote that neutralizes the poison of debt. And this prepares us for another principle from Proverbs: the importance of contentment. Proverbs declares, "Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with turmoil." Doesn't that sound contrary to everything society teaches? After all, we are bombarded with the idea that we always need more clothes, more cars, more status. But the price of that is living in debt and anxiety. Contentment is not a lack of ambition. It's peace in knowing what truly matters. Have you ever seen someone who earns little but lives smiling in peace, with no debt collectors calling? Now compare that to someone with a high salary who is drowning in debt. Who is really richer? Many times, true wealth is found in owing no one. Contentment frees us from the frantic race of having to appear and opens the door to being real. It's a principle that not only protects the wallet, but also the soul. A practical exercise is to list what you already have today. Simple things: a home to live in, health to work, people who love you. This gratitude inventory breaks the cycle of comparison and strengthens the heart against unnecessary debts. When someone learns to be satisfied with the essentials, they discover they don't need to buy peace, because it's already available. And it's at this point that Proverbs leads to another transformative principle: the path out of the slavery of debt. Proverbs doesn't just warn about the dangers of debt, it also shows that wisdom provides a way out. It's no use praying for a financial miracle if you don't change the habits that dug the hole. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how much you pour in, it leaks. The first step is recognizing that discipline and planning are the foundation of freedom. A practical method many use is the snowball effect. Start paying off the smallest debts to gain momentum. Each bill paid is a chain broken, and that creates motivation to attack the larger ones. It's different from complaining or waiting for magic to happen. When someone takes concrete steps, even small ones, the sense of control returns, and with it, hope. Beyond paying off, it's necessary to change mindset, avoid new debts, learn to save, and even exercise generosity, because giving, even in scarcity, opens space for abundance. It's counterintuitive, but it's part of Proverbs' logic. Give to receive, wait to harvest, discipline yourself to prosper. The path to financial freedom isn't quick, but it's safe. And it's exactly here that we connect back to the introduction that captures the heart of the listener from the very beginning. Now let me ask you, what good is hearing all this if you don't make a decision today? Debt doesn't disappear with wishes, but with practical choices. Proverbs has already warned us. The borrower is servant to the lender, but you can choose to break those chains and walk toward freedom. So here's my challenge. What will be your first step? Will you track your expenses? Will you pay off that small debt that's been haunting you? Or will you simply declare that you'll never live trapped by interest again? Write in the comments, "I choose freedom." That declaration could be the start of a real transformation. And if you want to keep learning principles that transform faith, finances, and purpose, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications right now. That way, you won't miss the next videos that will open your eyes even more to abundance and wisdom. Because true prosperity isn't theory, it's daily practice, and the next step is in your hands.